So Help Me Todd, great episode coming up where you and your mom investigate where in the world Aaron Rodgers is. That's going to be
exactly
great.
Yes. We were tracking his recovery. We're kind of following him on his ayahuasca trips and just making sure everything's intact.
Well, there is an ayahuasca episode of So Help Me Todd coming up, right?
Yeah, exactly, where we kind of go a little deep into ourselves.
Now, so that's something that we need to revisit here is you and I have very similar rooting interests.
That is true.
Right? Rangers,
or
Knicks,
for worse.
and
Rangers, Knicks, Jets. I don't know about Mets, but yes, that's
so. Are you Mets as well?
I am Mets as well.
Okay, well, that's T.J. Jefferson behind your right shoulder. He's a Met fan as well. Yeah, I'm older than you. So when Reggie Jackson came to town when I was 8. And my brother was a Met fan. That's where I just said, adios.
Yeah,
see you later, pal.
Yeah, I understand.
You know that. So
you can only suffer so much with
exactly.
our sports teams.
You're
It's hard, man. I haven't had one championship in my lifetime except the Rangers in '94.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
right. Mark Messier. That was it.
It was a big moment. Brian Leach, Adam Graves, Richter, all those guys. But I think the Rangers are looking really good this year as well.
There you go.
They probably have the best chance out of all my teams.
Well, listen, the Knicks have just been a delight.
It's a joy to watch. It's a joy.
I have just said here, and I'm wondering if you would echo this, and I bet you will. So how's that for a setup? That top 10 Knicks of my entire life that I love, root for, and think is the essence of why I root for the team. Jalen Brunson has cracked the top 10.
He is so far above the top 10. And for me, I made a very declarative statement. Way too early to say this, but I think he's my favorite Knick of all time. I know that sounds like a lot of recency bias, and there's Patrick Ewing, and there's Bernard King, and there's Clyde Frazier, but there's something about him. He's like approaching his prime, and he really feels like a star who's emerged in the right way, and he plays out of his mind. He plays with such heart, and he's just such a leader. Love him on and off the court.
I'm with you. Yeah. And I just think part of the reason why you might feel that way for him, not to ascribe any feelings to you, but we share it, is he has made himself into what he has become.
Exactly.
If that makes any sense. That there was, and I think a legitimate, there's been a huge pushback from Knicks fans, but it was legitimate when Kenny Smith said at the time on the NBA on TNT that the Knicks are just never going to be where Knicks fans want them to be because they never have the best player on the court.
That fuels our fire, though. I mean,
I know it does, but that's changed, though. Brunson, is becoming that.
Yeah, I will take him over. This is crazy, I know, with Halliburton and Lillard and everyone, but I would take him right now as a leader over any point guard in the league. I really am very
now
very,
now you're getting there.
Maybe it's because I'm feeling such joy in just watching him come into his own.
Yes,
and I just see such a future and such a potential and such a building block in him.
Right.
That's how I feel it specifically for the Knicks, for this squad. Like I really, I was at the Christmas Day game when they played Damian Lillard, and of course, who wouldn't want him? We wanted him for years when he was on Portland.
Right.
But now that we actually have that 1A point guard in Jalen Brunson, it's I don't know, he's like my guy.
Well, I mean, the Christmas Day game was that the one the Knicks won?
Yep.
They did
that.
because
I sang the national anthem on their good luck charm. That's 3 years in a row.
Hey now.
Yeah.
What is that like, singing the national anthem in Madison Square Garden, brother?
It's very historic. It's I'm now comfortable because I've done it several times. I will say for the Rangers, it's a bit easier because you're kind of at the foot of the ice, so you get to see this banner and they have the lyrics right there. when you're doing the Knicks, you're half court and it's kind of right there. And so if you got to check out a lyric or two, it's a little like there's gleaming and there's beaming and there's streaming. There's a lot of similar words you don't want to kind of circle back and start the same verse over and over. But I've done it enough times that the lyrics are no issue.
That's a gambling thing in the NFL.
Oh, I know.
At the Super Bowl.
The over-under?
Yeah.
See how long it goes?
Do you know this sort of stuff?
Yes.
Can you tell just by the first watching someone else do it?
Of course. What's the over-under? Probably 90 seconds, or even maybe it's for the Super Bowl, it's probably longer. It's probably closer to 100 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes.
Reba McEntire's
he's our degenerate of the staff,
right.
by the way.
But she ended up going over because she double braved.
She double braved.
She double braved in the over hit.
You don't say.
She was right on the number, 96 seconds or something like that.
That's the real insider trading betting thing that I could really make a lot of people a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's a way to do it. There's a way to slow it down, especially if you're going a cappella, which I do. If you're not to track, if you are to track, then you can have someone sneak into the sound check, and that's how you can kind of figure it out.
Well, now that's Mike Del Tufo's area of
I
expertise.
used to do that, and I could have easily
Right?
done that because I saw a lot of those rehearsals.
Yeah.
We're going to get banned from Super Bowls.
Yeah, exactly.
Song orders.
We're about to get banned.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Of course you did it a cappella.
I had to. That's
Yeah.
that's
Is that your brand? Is it your
That's
brand?
my calling card. They asked that. No. They, honestly, every time I've done it, it's never been an option. It's just like you're going to go out there, you're going to be vulnerable, and you're going to sing about our country.
Did they give you?
That's the directive.
You're a patriot, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is tough to tell a Jet fan. But,
Exactly.
Listen. So you choose whether you can do it 2-track, to use your phrase.
I've never had the option. It's always just like, no, you're going to go out there. You're just going to, they don't even give me the in-ear. I just go and there's a bit of an echo. I just trust the process. And,
Dude.
Yeah. That's the Broadway style. We do it live.
Okay. Okay. You only know one. You only have one speed, Skylar Astin.
And it's live.
It's live.
Maybe if I do like a Super Bowl or a World Series or a big one, I think there's a little bit of like you can get like a Fergie bass or something like an upright or something weird like that.
Okay, very good. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.